Good morning. Happy Monday. It's the second week of school. Woohoo! So this morning we went over our school-wide expectations of things that we've already practiced. So the bus, the cafeteria, and the playground. And I wrote everything on the board that they told me they remembered that they were supposed to do, and also things they weren't supposed to do. So I took a picture of that. And I can just show you, because I haven't erased the board yet. I will need to, because we're going to do math when they come back from library. There's the board with all of the things that they told me. I was very proud of them. I thought they did a very good job. I've also, I was going to show you, if you see, I'll just back up here so you don't get seasick. See the colors here? So last week, I put them in color groups, and then here are their seating things for today, their seating options. So they don't have really choices other than which desk to sit at, which place on the rug to sit at, which mat they want to use, and which cushion they want to use, and where they want to put it. But I'm going to rotate them through the different seating options for a while, and then if they do okay with that, I may let them start choosing where they want to sit and see how that goes for a little bit. I'm trying to avoid all kinds of issues by having students that don't work well together sitting by each other. So hopefully that will help situations out. I remembered to bring my breakfast burritos because get some light here. I ran out of them last week, but thankfully it was on Friday. So I just told myself, don't forget to take them. And I almost left the house without them, but I remembered them. So my burrito just beeped so I can eat some breakfast real quick before the kids come back from library. And I printed out the covers for their Nothing books. That is from Lucky Little Learners, and it's a book that you have the kids write something. I'm going to have it on Fridays. They're going to write something cool that happened during the week that they want to tell their parents about. It's going to be on a spiral notebook that they brought, and this will be the cover. We're going to have them laminated, and I'll stick them to the covers of the notebooks, and then the parents will write back to them over the weekend. So they'll take them home on Fridays, and the parents will read the little note, and they'll write on the back of it a little response to it, and they'll bring the notebook back on Monday. Let's hope that they remember. Otherwise, we'll have to send some notes home about that. Speaking of notes, I have a jillion notes that I've printed today. I need to print a note about bringing headphones for iReady because we were told, for whatever reason, that we need headphones, not earbuds. Okay, and I am sending a reminder note about Scholastic Book Clubs because the order's due on Thursday, and I gave it to them last week, and they probably forgot about it by now. I also printed my first newsletter, so that's going home today, so I have lots of things to put in the kids' cubbies. I'll probably do that during recess today so that it's in there before they pack. We started the pencil challenge, and they are super excited about that. They got to get their pencil pouches today and started using their pencils, and one student's like, I already have a pencil that broke. I said, well, that's why you have 5 more, friend. Just keep track of all of them. You want all 6 of them in your pouch at the end of the week so we can check them, and so you can get your little reward. So I think it's going to be good. I haven't had to remind anyone to pick up their pencils off the floor, because I keep saying, make sure you keep track of all 6 pencils. Make sure you keep track of all 6 pencils. And so they're doing really well. I'm really proud of them. I have 2 students gone today because I have 2 that are sick already on the 5th day of school. So that's sad. The weather hasn't changed yet, so I don't know if they just got some germs. It's about the time for incubation. Get a few germs from your friends and go home and be sick. So that's kind of a bummer. But hopefully they'll be back tomorrow. I need to go get things off the copier. I need to eat my breakfast and get myself together for math because I got to get my math brain on. So it's going to be our first Go Math lesson. And I need to erase the board so I have a board to project on. So I'm going to do all the things, and I'll check back in with you later and let you know how it's going. Hello, my kiddos are at lunch. And I just got back to the room. My food isn't quite warm enough, so I'm heating it some more. But I wanted to show you that we did Lesson 1 of Go Math, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, and we did most of it. The very introductory part has a story and all kinds of stuff extra with it, so we did that, and then we did a little thing with cubes because they were supposed to tell if a certain number of cubes were even or odd, and so I set them in groups, and I gave them little snap cubes, and I said, okay, make a tower of 5. Is that even or odd? And I just told them different numbers. And then I wrote the answers on the board, whether they're even or odd, and then I had to come back to their work spots, and they wrote in their math book the answers to the ones that were on the page, whether they were even or odd. And I also have this little helper thingy here that I will post probably up here somewhere because I have math helpers up there. But I want to make sure everyone can see it, so I might just leave it where it is. Or I could put it like I did last year. I put it by the calendar, put it here and here. I may do that because I think everyone could see that probably. Oh, sorry, I'm out of breath from running up and down the stairs. Okay, and for Rooted in Reading today, we are doing A Bad Case of Stripes, which I laid it in here. Yes, my little basket. And we only read about half of it, as you can see, which is fine because we work on the same book all week. So that's good. We talked about what a character is and who the main character is in this story. And then we did 2 vocabulary words because today's lesson said to, I love this, everything is laid out for you. Introduce fret, distraction, and vanish. So I didn't do distraction and vanish. We'll just throw those in tomorrow. So I'll find those in my pile here. I turned them backwards so they wouldn't see them ahead of time. But we'll do that one. It's okay if we do them tomorrow because we didn't finish the book anyway. So distraction. There's distraction. Okay. We did ointment and fret because those are ones I could remember that were vocabulary words, and I just talked about those. So we'll do these 2 tomorrow. I'm going to move this chart because we won't need it for the other stuff that we're doing. Oh, I had a question about where did you put that unlock the school year board? Here it is. This is a good spot because it doesn't have to move. I do not need to get into those file cabinets right now, so that's very handy. Very cool. So I need to look for the teacher who had this room before. I need to look for her binders because she left them here, and I guess she was supposed to take them. I just put them in the closet, so I hope I can get to them. I mean, I know kind of where they are in there. They're on the shelf, but I just have to move things to get to them. So I may try to do that real quick too, so I can give it to her, so I can bring them to her. Does she have more than one? I think there's just one. Anyway, it's just a green binder I need to give to her, is my point. Okay, my lunch has beeped, so I'm going to try to eat a little bit. And we will be doing the first day of Right On Boot Camp. And it's about brainstorming. Yay. So I need to make sure I have that paper or whatever lesson material ready. Because I'm just not getting myself in the groove of having everything prepared like before the day of. It's just been really hard for me. I just can't get my mind wrapped around everything. The schedule's all wacky and everything, so I got to figure out what thing that is. Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out because kids have lunch, then they have recess, so I have that time to do it. And then we have rest and read, and then after that we'll be doing the boot camp. So I have a little bit of time to get myself together. Sorry about the glare. I'll try to stay away from that window if I remember. Okay. So I'm going to get to lunch and I'll check back in with you and let you know how things are going. Hello, it's the end of the day and I'm getting ready to go. So we didn't get much of our writing lesson in, but we did talk about brainstorming, what that means. And we did one little page of our little book that I can't show you right now because I took the anchor chart downstairs to be laminated. So I'll show you that tomorrow, because I want to be able to write on it, because the rest of them we need to work on brainstorming things together, so that'll be good. And I need to make their little slider things for, oh, it's over here, I can show you that. We need to make our little slider thingies, so they get one of these, and I've already hole punched them. They're going to slide a pipe cleaner, that's what they're called, a pipe cleaner, through the holes and dropping stuff, and put, oh my goodness, an orange bead, which I'm dropping. Can you see the orange beads? Sort of, kind of. They're going to put an orange bead on there, and then they'll just slide the bead down the thing as to what section of the writing process they're at. So my daughter's waiting for me in the car, just dropping stuff everywhere. So I think that means it's time to go. Today was pretty good. It was a little weird, but it was good. We didn't get a lot done, and I had to stop and have little lessons about talking and respect. So that's kind of an ongoing battle right now. That's just the way back to school is. They need to test you before they can comply. So we practiced a lot about expectations, and we'll just keep it up until they toe the line. So that's okay. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's more opportunity for growth. I will see you in the morning. Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is day 6 of school. Today on the agenda, we are learning about restroom and hallway expectations. We're finishing reading our Bad Case of Stripes book for Rooted in Reading and continuing on with our vocabulary words and some grammar. And we'll be talking about characters and adjectives to describe the character. I forgot to show you yesterday that one of my girls brought me this. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? Party Like a Pineapple from Five Below. So if you have a Five Below near you, check it out. $5 for an awesome pineapple cup. Very cute. I need to take it home and wash it so I can use it. I've made myself a breakfast burrito. I got some iced coffee that I put in my freezer overnight. So I think it's defrosted enough to drink a little of it. We're going to do lesson 2 in Go Math and finish lesson 1 because we didn't get quite through it yesterday because of extra recess, which we'll probably do today too. We're going to probably take an extra recess every day until they close that playground off because they're going to tear it down and build a new early childhood center on that site. So until they block off that area for construction, we're going to go over there after specials every day. Today's special, is art. I need to change that on the schedule. I have one student who's going to be gone again today and tomorrow because they're still sick, which is not good already. It's only the 6th day of school, and he's going to miss 3 days in a row. That's kind of stinky. Boy, that sun is very glary. Let's fix that. Let me try to get that fixed a little bit. Whew. Fix my blinds a little more. Okay. The custodian was trying to be helpful and erased my board because, the marker left some smudge behind. But in the process, they kind of knocked things around on the board and didn't fix them. And I was like, okay, thank you for cleaning my board. It was okay the way it was, but that's okay. They were being nice, so I'm not going to complain. But I would have rather they just left it, honestly. My goodness. My little iced coffee apparently dumped over in my lunchbox today. I got it out of the freezer earlier today so it could defrost more, so I could actually drink it in the morning. And I think it spilled a little bit in my lunch bag, and there it was sitting in its own little juice. So there we go. That's better. Throw that away and get a new one. Today we're going to talk about, sorry, I'm getting a paper towel. We're going to talk about being safe for our social studies lesson because we didn't get to it yesterday because it just didn't work. Because we needed to stop and have a regrouping because we were having trouble with voice levels big time. Like kids were just not listening at all. They just thought it was playtime. So, my spots are in the wrong places too. My sit spots over here, something is wrong. Like I'm missing one now. Let me show you the rug. See the rug? There should be one here. And there's not. So I need to figure out where it went because that's not cool. I know I had one there yesterday. Those things are not cheap either. I think I have an extra one in here. My little drawer of stuff in here. But we'll find it. I'll have to dig for it. I'm sure there's one in there. It won't matter until math because I want them to all sit on a spot when they're down on the rug for math. So that's weird. It was here when I left and now it's gone. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. For now I'm going to move the purple corner one over to the blue spot. Well, that one's on there pretty good. All right, put it over here. We'll see how that works. It's about time for the kids to come in. Last night, before they left, or not last night, but before they left yesterday, I had them all pick out the notebook that they want to use for their nothing book. So I need to get those cut apart and stuck to their notebooks and find the little inside pieces. I think there are a couple of little writing helpers that can go inside the cover, which will be nice. I have a meeting during my plan time to talk about AR with administration, so we'll see how that goes. And we'll go from there. So I'll let you know how the day unfolds, and I'll chat with you later. Hi, it's about 3 o'clock. I've dismissed all my kiddos to their dismissal places, and I'm running around getting things ready for tomorrow. I've changed the date on all the calendars. Wow, you really don't realize how many calendars you have until you have to change them all, do you? So there's no excuse for not knowing what day it is in here, that's for sure. I wanted to show you a couple of the books that I read on the first day of school because I don't think I really got to show you anything that day. So this book is so cute. If you can get it, you should because it's so cute. We don't eat our classmates. It's a story about a little girl, T-Rex, who ends up going to school with human children. And human children are delicious. And thus the problems ensue. Really cute story. I also read second grade Holdout. This is really cute. It's about a student that's supposed to go to second grade, and he's decided he'd rather stay in first grade because second grade doesn't sound that great to him. Great first day of school book. I just read Pineapple Pete's Remarkable Feat today. It was very, very cute. It's like a little story about how you can't judge a book by its cover. So everyone, all the other fruits, were afraid of Pete because he was prickly, but he ends up being very helpful in the end. This week for Rooted in Reading, we are reading A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. Of course, this book is really good. You're finally here. It's got a few math activities you can do with it and some writing activities, so it's a nice little unit. You could do something every day with that if you wanted. For boot camp, we're learning our writing call. So it's like that left, 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 right, left. And then you do writing process, here we go. And the kids repeat you. Come on, y'all, get in the flow. And then we're just working on brainstorming and then writing things in sentences. So we stopped at certain points. So brainstorm first all my ideas, then write them out in sentences. So every day you'll just add to the chant, and eventually, hopefully, that will help the kids. The very last part is brainstorm, write, revise, edit, publish. So that's the steps of the writing process to help them remember. We have music tomorrow. I switched my seats for tomorrow. I've just been flipping up, kind of rotate around. I hope I went the right direction. Otherwise, I'm going backwards in time. Here are my jobs. Everybody's really excited to have those. And I've been using this little pineapple to mark the date on the calendar so you can see the crown. Oh, this is super exciting. So look at how awesome these kids, are doing with their Super Improvers cards. Check that out. Look at all the people that already went to green. That's our second spot on the way to the rainbow party. Look at that. I'm so excited for them. Yay. Here is the chart that I'm using for Rooted in Reading. Those are all the vocabulary words that we have talked about through the story. The other little squares here are the question cards that ask specific details from the story. We didn't get very far today because things ran over, so I didn't get a lot done, but I figure I can always catch it up tomorrow. You can see we have a lot of recycling because we made our writing boot camp book. So yay, I'll show you that. Those are posted in the hallway. I'll just do a little pan through of those so you can see them. I kind of put them around the bulletin board. I finally remembered to write some objectives on my objectives wall. We're not doing a lot right yet because we're just starting out, but those will change. I may change them to I can statements. I'm not sure. I'm having a little trouble with students not listening very well to what I've asked them to do. So we're not using the classroom library yet because I haven't had a chance to talk to them about all the different things in it. But I'm still having students go in there and sneak around and grab things. So I had to talk to a few students today and say, oh, remember Mrs. Bond said you can get magazines out of the basket there, or you can get books from here. But that's it for now. One thing, I don't want them taking a long time to choose things. And for another thing, it just makes a hot mess. So when we start reading groups is when I will have them actually choose books out of there to read during independent reading time. Plus, they can read their library books and take AR quizzes. This is the cover for the basic training thing. It matches this pocket chart, anchor chart over here. That's probably the fanciest anchor chart I've ever made in my life. I had it laminated this morning. I think that's when they did it. And then I was able to pick it up before lunch. and use it today so that I could write things on it. So the students made a small version of that. And I will go show you that right now before I forget. Look what I just got in the mail. So I got some expansion rings to put on this little guy because look how chock full he is. And that only has like 3 months in it. So I also punched these, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to take it apart because it is so full. And then put these on, and we'll see how that works. All right. Operation Expand the Planner is about to begin. Okay, I got these little divider thingies just from Walmart, and they were 3-hole punched, and I used my arc puncher so that I could make them fit in my planner. So you can see, you just have to pull them up. I'm making a little, oh, thanks, Mango. Making a pile so I can put it back together if she doesn't destroy the world first. Okay, wish me luck. This is going to be interesting with a kitty. No, baby, you're not helpful. Okay, come here. All right, this is what the planner looks like all dismantled. All I need to do is pull the rings off and then put these on and start putting these back on the rings. So I'll show you some progress. All right, I pulled these out. The little discs, they're kind of cute, aren't they? Okay, you can make a notebook with that, or I can make a notebook with that. So I'm gonna put these over here. Probably put those in a bag. Now it's time to reassemble planner. So here we go. All right, the process has begun. I've got the back cover with the plastic, and then my first little sleeve insert thingy with the rings on here. Now the bad thing is, like a happy planner, the medium size, like, okay, so like the regular happy planner has 9 rings, and so this came with 9. But if you notice, this is bigger, it has 11. So I had to buy 2 packages. So now I have all these extra rings, which I can do something with, surely. The expander ring set that I got here is supposed to hold 200 sheets of paper. So that ought to be enough. See what the regular size of the Happy Planner looks like compared to, see this size compared to this size? Quite a difference. I think these are 1 3/4 inch rings. So that ought to last a long time. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep on clipping my things on, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Ta-da! That literally took me maybe 10 minutes from start to finish. Pulling it apart, taking the rings off, and putting it back together. Nice. And look how much room I have now. Yeah, the other one was bursting at the seams, and this only has like till November of pages in it. So you know that's going to be awesome to get to May. Plus I can put calendars and all kinds of stuff. And I forgot to show you that I made this. Since I wasn't able to get my Cricut to keep working, I haven't tried it since then because I haven't had time. So I decided I would make a pineapple. So I just used some clip art that I had and printed it on paper, and I laminated it. And I just stuck it on here with lots and lots of tape. I mean, so it would stick down really well. I put little tiny rolls on the points and bigger rolls around everything and smushed it down. And it's not going to catch on things because it's got this plastic cover here. So I think that looks okay. I would have rather had this, but you know, I can do that later maybe. So I think this is going to be awesome. And if you don't like the way the rings are sitting, you can twist them. Like if you want all the hearts to be the same. But honestly, they will move as you turn your pages. So you might be finicky about how the hearts are sitting, and then they're all going to move again. So it doesn't really matter. So there we go. Pretty cool. And look how awesome these look. So I told you I got these tabs from Walmart. They were like 8 to a package, so I ended up having to get 2, of course, because I needed like 10 to get me from August to May. I've got my little sticky note lists here. I think I might leave them like that, or I might turn them. I don't know. Anyway, my to-do list that I printed. So I have those available. And I've got all my little deals in here. Pretty cool. Yep. Got it printed through, I think, November. I thought I did November. Yep, I see November. Trella. Okay, and I can do some more because I've got all the things in there. So I think it's going to be amazing. I need to put my name there still. My goodness. But pretty cool. I think that's going to work out great. At first I thought, oh man, maybe I got ones that were too big. I don't think so. I think once I get, but I only have August, September, October, November. I only have 4 months in there, and I need another like 5 months in here probably. Yeah, that's going to be great. Nice. All right. I'm happy. So I started to get ready for bed. I haven't taken my contacts out yet, but I realized that I haven't told you about the continuing saga of Caitlin's new piercings. So I mentioned the other day that Caitlin was having trouble. She got like, I want to say it's like right here on this part of the ear. She got the triple forward helix, so she has 3 little rings here. Well, she started noticing a few days later that her ear was swelling up. And I'm like, oh, and it was turning red, which that's not good either. So I thought, she was thinking maybe she was getting an infection, but she's really, really good about cleaning it with sea salt and tea tree oil and things like that. So I was like, I don't know. So I started thinking, I wonder what she was pierced with and what the earrings are made of. So I was pretty sure they said surgical stainless steel. And I looked it up on her information, and yes, it was surgical stainless steel earrings, and she was pierced with that. Well, then I looked up what surgical stainless steel is made of, and I thought, could it have nickel in it? Bingo! Lots of people have a nickel allergy. And sterling silver is even worse for that because it has a higher nickel content. Who knew that, right? I didn't. So I started thinking, I bet it's not an allergy. I bet I bet it's not an infection. I bet it's an allergy to the metal because it wasn't getting better. It was getting worse. Her ear was sore, more red, more swollen. Hi, Boo. Mints came to say hi. So we ended up taking her to the piercing place on Saturday. She called and said, hey, this is what's going on. And the lady said, oh, why don't you come in? So we took her in, which, oh, Mints claws. I'm sorry, Boo. I didn't stay here. Okay, she's leaving. Or maybe not. Maybe she's not going to leave after all. She's easily offended for whatever reason. Like she feels slighted and goes and pouts. She's got a personality, definitely. Anyway, so yes, she called the piercer. The piercer said, well, you can come in and I'll look at it. So we took her in, it's in the town where I work. So, that was like 25-minute drive. So the lady's like, well, it's not infected. I think you might be right. I think you do have some kind of like some metal sensitivity. So we're like, great. So we're like, okay. So she said, well, here's what you need to do. You need to get a titanium earring or a plastic earring to put in your ears so they can heal. We're like, okay, where do we get those? So we seriously just drove back and forth, going to these different places. We have a big outlet mall where I live. So we went to Claire's. They didn't have anything. We went to Sally Beauty. They didn't have anything. We went to Walmart. They didn't have anything. We went to one other place. We went to like a tattoo shop, not the one we went to before, not the one where she got pierced. They're like, oh, all we carry is the surgical stainless steel. Okay, that seems to be typical for this area. And really for anywhere, that's what most people have. So I said, you know what? I don't want to go anywhere else. Let's just order it from Amazon. So I brought up the Amazon app on my phone. And I typed in titanium piercing something, I think. Titanium triple forward helix jewelry or something like that. And I gave it to Caitlin and I said, pick something out. So she found some titanium hoops to put up there. They came in 2s. So she had to buy 2 sets. She has 1 extra. Yeah. So they came yesterday, Monday. They came in 2 days with the 2-day prime shipping, which is good. And she tried to change them out last night, and she just had the most horrible time. If you can imagine, those of you that have had your ears pierced, imagine having to take those out like a few days after you got them and put something else in. Yeah, it was bad. So she got one of them halfway in and couldn't get it to go through because it was so swollen it just wouldn't go through to the other side. So she was kind of in tears, and she's like, Mom, I can't get it to go through, and it hurts so bad. And I'm like, looking at the time, and it's like 8:30 on Sunday night. No, it was 8:30 Monday night. Yeah, that was yesterday. Oh, yeah. If you can hear the engine noise on the camera, I don't know if you can. It's outside. It's my husband's dragster. My daughter and my husband are starting it up to listen to it and to kind of tune it. So if you hear some rum rum, that's what that is. It's outside, right outside the window. Anyway, yes, my husband's a drag racer. I'll show you his car sometime. He's pretty proud of it. And he should be. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So it was like 8:30 last night. And I looked at her and I went, do you want to go to the piercing place and have the lady try to change him out for you? She's like, yeah. Because the lady had said, hey, if you get some new jewelry and you can't get it in, just bring it over to me and I'll put them in for you. And so we're like, okay. Well, she tried really, really hard, Caitlin did, to get him in, and she just couldn't do it. And it was just really excruciating. And imagine that times three fresh piercings that she had to take the earrings out and put new ones in. I said they're probably going to have to, like, take their little piercing tool like they did originally and poke that through the hole and then feed the earring through that hole. And she's like, okay. So we did take her to the piercing place again, and the lady was there that we talked to the other day. And it was no problem. She just went back, got everything ready, called Caitlin back. She went back there. Bada bing, bada boom. She had her earrings changed. And she looked a little bit pale because it was very painful and traumatic. And she's like, okay, I'm ready to go. Oh, and I didn't tell you the most fun part of the whole evening. We hit a deer on the way. Or rather, the deer hit us, I guess. So we're just driving along. And honestly, I was sitting on my iPad in the back seat editing my video for Wednesday. Starting to edit. And I heard this thunk against the back door where I was sitting. And I'm like, what the heck was that? And Caitlin's like, right before that, she's like, there's a deer. A deer, a deer. And kaboom. And I'm like, ah! It ran into the car. Like, we didn't hit it. It hit us. So I was like, we need to stop. We need to look. My husband's like, there's nothing we can do. And I'm like, but we need to check. And he's like, it won't be there anymore. It was a little nerve-wracking. So we get to the piercing place and we go in and check in and stuff. And Lady's like, okay, I'll be ready in a minute. So we go back outside. I'm like, you want to look at the car? And Caitlin's like, yeah. So we look, and my husband was looking at it. And I was expecting to see, this giant in the car because deer are really strong. They're all muscle. And he goes, oh, look, it just took a little tiny piece of paint off. It was like seriously that big. And it's probably where its hoof hit. That could have been so much worse. So thank you, God, for keeping us safe because that was scary. So imagine Caitlin. Her ear is throbbing. She's in lots of pain. She's nervous and she's anxious. And then we hit a deer, or it hit us on the way there. So she's like, ah, she was a nervous wreck. It was not good. So when it was all over, she said, Mom, I'm shaking. I think it's my adrenaline. I said, yeah, I bet it is. We've had an eventful evening. And she's like, yeah, I don't like that. I'm like, no, it was kind of bad. But we're done. We're over with it, so that's good. So all that to say that her ear is doing much better. The swelling is going down. It's feeling better. I think we've figured out the solution to her problem. So from now on, if she ever gets any more piercings, they will need to be titanium only. No nickel. Oh my goodness, you just never know these things until they happen, right? So 2 trips to the piercing place in 2 days was a lot. And my poor husband, after you've worked all day and it's like evening, and we were like getting ready to like call it a night pretty much. And we go into the piercing place and they are blasting Slipknot. If you are familiar with any kind of heavy metal, it was a pretty gnarly song they were playing. It was like like headbanger music, which I'm sort of used to because that's what Caitlin listens to sometimes, and she loves Slipknot, and so does my brother. But my husband was about to be frazzled out of his mind. He sat on the little waiting bench and he goes, I don't know if I can handle this. I don't know if I can stay in here. And I said, well, just go to the car. No, I'll just stay here. I'm like, it's okay. Go to the car. There's nothing you can do here anyway. She's just going to get her piercings changed and then we'll leave. He's like, no, I'll just try not to think about it. And I'm like, dude, why are you torturing yourself? Just go to the car. It's fine. He stayed. Bless his heart. He didn't want to leave us there by ourselves, I guess. I don't know. If you're not familiar with tattoo parlors, which I wasn't until recently, tattoo and piercing parlors, it's a new experience for me too. Everybody that we've ever been around are super nice people. Like, you have this image in your head, like a stereotype, honestly, of these big, rough, burly, like Harley riders. And some of them are. Some of them are big, buff, burly Harley riders, but it doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them mean or nasty. Some of the nicest people that I've ever come across are Harley riders. So it doesn't matter. They could be the scariest looking dude on the planet, and they might be the scariest looking dude. I mean, that's kind of the opposite of don't judge a book by its cover. Don't not judge a book by its cover either, but have some common sense, obviously. Don't go to a biker bar. That's probably not the best place to hang out. But anyway, I've been around some of the parents that we've had in our school have been some big burly biker dudes. And they have been the biggest teddy bears you would ever want to be around. They love their kids beyond belief. They would do anything for them. They would do anything for the teacher. It's been amazing. So I've met some really awesome people. This was a very strange story time. So I hope you enjoyed my gnarly, weird, twisted, twirly story. So Caitlin's fine. We're fine. The deer is probably fine because it ran off. I don't think it got hurt because they're very strong. Our car is fine. Everything is good. And it's Tuesday evening and there's a lot more week left. I didn't get to talk to you after school because the student teacher that is catty corner for me in my buddy teacher's room came and asked me some questions about some things. And then it was time to go. So I got nothing done today because my plan time was completely taken up with the whole AR situation where we're trying to figure out what to do for that. Yep, now I bet you can hear that. That's pretty loud. Yep, they're running it. Anyway, we have not come to a consensus on exactly how to do things. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm just like, just tell me what you wanted me to do and I'll do it. I'll make it work somehow, some way. And my goodness, this has been the hardest year for scheduling that I've ever had in my life. There are all these extra things that second grade does, and I didn't know about everything, and so I'm like having to rearrange everything, and we're supposed to send our schedules to the principal and the AP, and I'm like, I can't do that yet because like I need to change stuff again probably. Like we have to have 30 minutes of keyboarding every day. Sorry. We have to have we have to have 30 minutes of keyboarding a week. So teaching them how to type on the MacBooks. Got that set. We have to have a time for our below grade level readers to go to reading. Got that scheduled. Then I found out that the reading teacher likes to do a co-teaching time with you, which is another 30-minute block, or it could be an hour block, whatever you want, or 45 minutes, whatever. You can have 2 30 minutes or you can have 1 45 minute, so whatever you want. And she also likes to do a phonics group, which is 30 minutes a week. No offense, and it's not that I don't want to do anything with you, but where the heck am I going to pull those times out? Like, I still have to teach everything. I still got to teach science and social studies and math and reading and grammar and phonics. And I feel like I missed something even with all that. In the midst of kids being able to read AR books and take quizzes through the day. And throw iReady in the mix where you have 45 minutes a week for each kid per subject. 45 minutes for math per kid a week and 45 minutes of reading per kid a week. Thankfully, we can borrow other classrooms' iPads so we can do that all at once. So I can schedule a 45-minute block, or maybe I might do like a 20-minute block and a 25-minute block during the week, 2 different times a week. I don't know how I'll do it. I don't honestly know how it's going to work. I really don't. I don't know. I'm supposed to pull these times out of the air, I guess. There's just like no time for anything. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do everything. So I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. Well, it sounds like the car might be about done doing its little thing tonight. So we can get ready for supper. So we're going to have Polish sausages and baked beans and potato salad and cottage cheese. And we have some chips. So it's all like just heat up in the microwave kind of stuff because it's hot. It's like 95 degrees, which I know if you're in California, it's probably 112, which is awful. But we have a humid heat here. I don't know if I think it's probably a drier heat there, which, I mean, when it comes to a point of being hot, it's just hot. You know, doesn't matter the humidity anymore. It's just super hot. But, so it's not been pleasant. It's supposed to rain in the early morning tomorrow, so that's going to cool it off. I think the high tomorrow was like 79. but it might be super humid and gross. So I hope it doesn't rain during the school day, because then we won't get to have recess. Because our recess is right after lunch. And they won't have the inside recess area cleaned up because that's the lunchroom. So that, I don't know. That wasn't really thought through that well, apparently. I mean, they're like, oh yeah, we can use them for extra recess. Not when people have lunch in there. We can't be jumping on grapes and stuff. Yikes. All right, it is now like 7:15, and I need to finish editing my Wednesday weekend What's Up, because I just realized that that's tomorrow. And I did get started on it last night when we were traveling back and forth, but I didn't get it all finished, so I need to work on that. And then we have a professional development plan that we're supposed to have some of it like filled in before tomorrow's faculty meeting after school. And oh, I got an email saying that I need to do my Alice training, my active shooter training. What the bleep blob? I did that. I was so proud of myself. I finished all my training like 2 weeks ago. Like the week before school started, or the weekend before school started, I had everything done. Oh, please don't tell me it did not mark it. Because when I got finished with it, it showed that I had completed every little course. They don't have us print the certificates. Maybe I should have. I think I'm going to go back on there and see if I can check it, because I emailed my AP and said, I completed this training. And he goes, okay, you need to contact so-and-so in central office and let them know. And I'm like, okay, this is the training that a lot of us were having trouble getting onto because it was glitchy. I remember one of the modules, because there were like, gosh, 6 or 8 of them. Anyway, I had started it and I was pretty close to being done with it, and then I had to leave. And so I didn't have internet wherever I went. And then when I went back to it, it started me over. That was annoying. But I know I completed all of them. I was very proud of myself for getting everything done before school started this year. Because last year it was mid-September before I finally did all my training. It hadn't gotten to the point where they had to bug me about it, but it was getting close. So I was proud of myself for not having to be in that boat. And then they're saying I didn't do it. I'm like, oh, heck, I did. I don't want to go through that again. Yeah. So I just need to email the lady and say, I did this training. I did all the modules. It said completed every time. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm done with it. So another thing to take care of. It never ends. All right, I think we're going to eat supper now. So I'm going to say goodnight, and I'll see you next time.